Hi there everyone, Misty here. Welcome to my June weigh-in and update video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, if this is your first video, hello, thank you so much for joining me. So like I mentioned, I am weighing in for June. I'm also going to talk about some goal setting that I've done, and at the end I will talk about an update on the new neurosurgeon, seeing my regular doctor, those kinds of things. I'll save that for the end, so those of you who aren't the least bit interested in that part can just focus on the weight and the keto and the weight loss and then go on about your day. So I started keto March 6, 2017 at 425 pounds. My lowest recorded weight was 357 pounds. I don't like to count that weight because it was right before I went in the hospital with DKA, which is diabetic ketoacidosis. And basically my body had shut down I was dying. I went into the hospital dying. And they had to put me in ICU and basically bring me back to life. So I hate using that number as a lowest recorded weight, but it is the lowest recorded weight that I've been on keto. The last few months or so, I've been kind of bouncing around the same, 5 or 10 pounds. And I took basically May off from weighing. One issue that I've been struggling with and still somewhat struggle with is inflammation and water retention. I have arthritis along with the myasthenia. I'm having some spinal issues like I've mentioned in the past. So if this is your new video, I just have a lot of things wrong with me. Most of them are genetic. But they waited until I was almost 40 to make their presence known, but I'm dealing with them the best that I can. Unfortunately, as I follow a ketogenic way of eating, or if I were to follow any kind of way of eating, I am not able to exercise. Myasthenia gravis is the disease that I have, and it causes extreme muscle weakness. And so any kind of exercise, physical therapy, anything like that is basically not something that I can do. People like to give me hell when I mention it and say I'm dirty and those kinds of things, but it's not true. But there are days when I literally have to decide if I can take a shower that day or if I need to save my strength to cook or whatever else I'm gonna do. It's not like I go out. I mean, I'm basically homebound at this point, unless my husband is with me. So that's kind of where I'm at and what's going on. So I've been really struggling the last few months. You guys know I've been struggling. I've been with doctors. I think I counted 7. I see 7 doctors, or I will have 7 doctors by the end of this month. So it's difficult. It's not easy. Anybody who deals with chronic illness, you know that it can be hard, and I have to take it day by day. So anyway, so that's kind of where we're at and what's been going on. So I weighed in on Saturday, June 1st at I'm not that heavy again. 387 pounds, which is my biggest regain since I've been on keto. And that's 30 pounds up since October. And 4 or 5 of those months, the last couple months, I was on a weight loss drug. So it's just been irritating. 2 weeks of that, the last 2 weeks, I've just basically just stopped doing keto. And I think I mentioned that in a couple of videos ago. It's, the one way that I can feel normal, my normal, is to not worry about what I'm eating, because that is literally the only thing that I can control that would help me feel normal. I can't just get in the car and, go shopping or go visit a friend or go on a trip. None of those things are options for me. So, to help me feel some sort of normalcy, or, feel some part of Misty, the old Misty, is just to forget about being sick and just to eat what I want. I didn't start keto because I'm, some thin girl trapped in a fat girl body. I started keto because I wanted to get off insulin. And unfortunately, the medication that I was on, mycophenolate, caused hyperglycemia. And I have since gone off insulin to go back on insulin. So between the insulin, which I'm taking 100 units every night, and the increase in my dosage of Lyrica, I've basically gained 20 pounds over the last couple of months. And it's frustrating, but at the same time, it is what it is. I mean, the last 2 weeks are on me because, like I said, I just put the brakes on and was just like, I'm gonna just not worry about it and then restart at the 1st of June, and that's basically what I've done. But before that, you know, I can't fight. I'm fighting a losing battle, basically. I mean, I'm fighting against my body. I'm fighting against the diseases that I have. I'm fighting against the medication that I have, that I'm on. So it's been a struggle. It hasn't been easy. So, going forward, and this was initially what I did. If you want to go back and watch some of my very first videos, I am no longer going to give myself a scale goal to reach. I know a lot of people in the weight loss community, a lot of us are like, you know, my goal this week is to lose 2 pounds. My goal this week is to lose, 5 pounds. My goal this week is to lose 7 pounds. And I have decided that is no longer going to be an option for me. And I'm going to tell you why. And that's because number one, the scale is only 1 unit of measurement. And I posted a picture in my 2-year anniversary video, where it was a 1 year difference, 1 year, 5 pound difference, and it looked like a 30 pound difference in my face. And I gained my weight in my face first. I mean, if you look at me and you look at, a thumbnail from 3 or 4 months ago, you can tell that I've gained weight. Clearly I've gained weight. It's in my face. And it's in my gut. I mean, I can see the weight that I've gained. But again, the number on the scale, I can be, 400, I'm 387 pounds and a size 22, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So the scale and your inches just don't always match up. So my numbers that I want to focus on are my blood sugar numbers, because like I said, I'm a type 2 diabetic, and my keto numbers and my inches. I've been talking about Rob measuring me for probably 2 months now, or actually 2 years now. And we were meant to do it this weekend and we didn't get it done. I was basically immobile this weekend and had, I don't want to cry because I'm not wearing waterproof mascara, but I had flashes of like having to be in a wheelchair this weekend. The sciatica, if you've never had a sciatic nerve, holy flippin' crap. It's some of the worst debilitating pain I've ever felt. And it's debilitating too. It's not like, oh, I'm just feeling pain. It's like, it makes me stop. I can't put weight on my leg. It feels like I can't move my leg, or I have to like adjust my back a little bit to move. And it goes all the way down to like my knee and my left leg, and it burns and it catches at the exact same time. So it feels like I'm going to pull my hamstring, which I've done in the past. I think I've talked about that. And that is no buenos. If you've ever watched a baseball game and you've watched a guy running and you see him catch his hamstring, it's painful and you can't stretch your leg out. I mean, it's just not fun. And it's just like, I can't even describe it. And so I told Rob, I was like, I don't want to be in a wheelchair like that. I don't want a motorized scooter or a wheelchair. I can't even do a wheelchair because I wouldn't be able to roll myself because of the myasthenia. So anyway, so we basically didn't do anything this weekend, including taking my measurements. But so the numbers that I'm gonna weigh in, I'm gonna continue to track my weight because I want all of the numbers. I want to see everything. I have my blood drawn every single month because I'm on immune suppression therapy. So I'll have the blood work that goes with the blood sugars, which go with the ketone levels, which go with the inches lost, which go with the weight. So speaking of ketones, so before I talk about my meter, let me just say that you don't have to test. You don't have to be someone who tests your test your blood sugar or test your ketones, etc. But if you want to, I really recommend the Keto Mojo meter. In fact, I have a whole video talking about how it saved my life because that's what I used when I had DKA because my ketones were reading high and my insulin was reading normal. And this is what it looks like. I have the ketone strips and I have the glucometer strips. I test my ketones once a week. Normally, after I get back into ketosis, I check once a week. The only time, I don't think you need to test more often than that unless you are someone who likes to test more often than that, or if you've eaten something and you're worried that it may have kicked you out of ketosis. The test strips are $1, I think, unless they've gone up. I'm not sure. I do have an affiliate link in the description box down below. I earn a very small commission. I mean, I think my last check was $2.57, so it's like I'm not, going to retire, although I'm already medically retired on Keto Mojo, but it is a good meter. I know someone made a comment in Jason Whitrock's video. He tested and then took dextrose and then tested again and it was off, but he was also low on battery. So you want to make sure that you keep your batteries changed. This one takes AAAs, which is really nice, so it doesn't take like a watch battery. That's kind of the normal battery for other meters. If you don't want to test your ketones, but you want to keep up with your blood sugar, you can go to Walmart and get like a Rely On meter or something like that. So yeah. So anyway, I'm going to keep track of my measurements. I am going to weigh, but my biggest is going to be my ketones and my blood sugars. So what I've decided to do is set a 90-day goal and then like couple of monthly goals and then a weekly goal. I'm not doing any kind of challenges. I'm not going to do a 90-day challenge. I'm not going to do a 30-day challenge because the thing is, and this may be true for everybody, but especially those with us with chronic illness, I don't know how my day is going to be until I wake up. I could wake up with all the energy in the world, with a great arm day, and I can get a whole lot of stuff done, or I can wake up like yesterday and I was barely able to move. And I told Rob, he's like, how are you doing? I'm like, well, I can't walk and it's a bad arm day. So it's going to be a little bit, frustrating because I had to be able to push my walker because my legs were so bad. So I feel like I can't commit to something like that. And the whole point of this is setting myself up for success. So that's what I'm calling this. I'm setting myself up for success. So I've switched from mycophenolate, which caused hyperglycemia, to azithromycin. I don't remember how to pronounce it. Imurian, I don't know how to pronounce it. Why can't they make drugs with easy names? Anyway, supposedly, Judith, thank you, Judith, messaged me azathioprine. Messaged me and mentioned that it shouldn't have any issues with my blood sugar. I went and looked. I didn't see anything anywhere there. It said that it causes hyperglycemia. So my 90-day goal is to either decrease my insulin intake by half or to be completely off insulin. And I'm not going to fret if this goal doesn't come to fruition, but it's the goal that I'm working towards. And I know that I can do it if I'm not having any complications from the medication because I've done it before. So that's really my 90-day goal, is to get off of, either come down to at least half, so go from 100 to 50 units of insulin every night, or to completely be off insulin. And then for my monthly goal, I want to be off soda. I need to, as I'm drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper right now. But I want to be off soda. I want to be down one size because I have gained back up a size, and I want to be able to wear my wedding rings. I haven't been able to wear, and they're not my wedding rings, they're eBay wedding rings, but I want to have some rings on my finger so, you know, I feel connected to Rob. Not that, you know, anyway, yeah. That's a whole story for another day. I want to be able to wear my rings again. So the goal for June is to be off Diet Dr. Pepper, to wear my wedding rings, be down a size, and to get off Lyrica. Now, that may or may not happen. I've already reached out to my doctor, my neurologist, to ask her if we can switch from Lyrica to Savala. I can't remember who recommended it, but thank you. I spoke to my regular doctor about it today, and I've reached out to my neurologist about it. If I can get on that, it helps, and it doesn't cause weight gain, then please, Lord baby Jesus, let me get this weight back off of me. So my goal for this week, I set a couple of weekly goals. One of them was to get back into ketosis, because like I mentioned, it was kind of a free for all for the last couple of weeks. And the other one was just to stick to being keto. And I'm already back into ketosis, and I just started back on keto on Monday. So I tested this morning and it was 0.6. My battery flashed low, and then I tested again and it was 0.5. So I am back into ketosis, and I'm kind of pretty good back into ketosis. So yay me. So done, check mark. And the other one is just to stick to being on a, you know, low carb, high fat diet. I mentioned in my vlog that I posted on Tuesday, I wasn't sure about macros. And here's the thing about macros that I wanted to talk about. This video is going to be 2 hours long. For someone like me who has struggled with an eating disorder, macros can be a real slippery slope because macros require measuring, and they require you to be very tuned in and very focused. And to me, I just get to a point where I become obsessed. It becomes an obsession, and not in a good way. So I'm gonna do quote unquote lazy keto for the first couple of weeks. I say that because I've had a couple of vegetables and some fruit this week. I may do carnivore. I know Dr. Berry, I just mentioned this the other day, he just came out with his extreme weight loss hack, which is basically the carnivore diet with no chicken, no dairy, and just bacon for the pork. I may go back to do carnivore. I'm not really sure. Like I said, this is gonna be a week by week thing. And I'm just gonna go, you know, whatever I'm doing, what is working to keep my blood sugar down, keep me in ketosis, that's what I'm gonna do. And for those of you who may be new, who may be like, what the hell is really going on? You don't have to have a particular set of macros to be in ketosis. The only thing you need to do to be in ketosis is to starve your body of carbohydrates. That's it. The rest of it will work itself out. So, there you go. So, yeah. So 90-day goal is to hopefully decrease my insulin or be off of it. My 30-day goals are to be down a size, to get my wedding rings back on, hopefully change my nerve medicine, and to be off soda. Ways that I'm putting that into motion, I drink club soda with water enhancer. That's one way that I like to do. I still get the carbonation without all the rest of the bad stuff for the most part. I do the water enhancer. I prefer just the strawberry watermelon water enhancer. Every once in a while, I'll get the grape or the orange. I used to love the strawberry crush, but they discontinued that. Strawberry soda is like Welch's strawberry soda is my jam, okay? I've always loved it. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. So no number goal as far as weight loss. We're just going to track it and see what happens. I'm going to continue weighing in on Wednesdays. Hopefully next week I have my niece. I don't know what day my weigh-in video is going to fall on. We're getting our pull motor replaced on Wednesday, so I may have to weigh in on Thursday. which I want to weigh in on Wednesday or Thursday because I see my endocrinologist on Tuesday. So yeah, so that's all of the weigh-in talk. So as far as a plan that I'm following, I'm eating intuitively like I've done in the past. So I'm only eating when I'm hungry. I'm not sticking to, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. I'm not intermittent fasting. I'm not doing any of those things. I'm going to eat when I'm hungry. I'm going to eat till I'm full. And then that's it. I bought an Instant Pot. Simply Misty is an enabler. So I hope to have like some boiled eggs and stuff like that to keep around so I can have something, to eat. And we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll show a video or do a meal plan or something like that. That's kind of my goal. So yeah, not following a specific set of macros because again, I don't want to get hyper focused or become obsessed with just counting those kinds of numbers. And people do lazy keto or carnivore, etc. As long as I'm keeping, my fats up and my carbs really low, I should lose weight, and we'll see how that goes when I weigh in again next week. So that's it for the weight. So if you guys are done, have a good day. If you want to stay around and listen to the rest of what's going on, please do. So yesterday I went and saw the new neurosurgeon. Unfortunately, I didn't meet him yet. I met the nurse practitioner. She was lovely. Rob went with, and he agreed. She was just so good. She did an examination. She talked to me like a human. And we, they're going to go ahead and order the 3 MRI. She said if I didn't hear anything by Monday to call back. And they want to see me within 2 weeks. So none of this, I'm going to see you at the end of July bullshit. They're on the ball, want to get this done. She also said that there's clearly some, damage in my spine on the MRI. So I don't want to say excited. No one's excited to have back pain and back injury, but I'm excited to finally have someone who will listen, I feel like they will listen, have new images, and say, hey, this is what's going on, and this is how we're going to fix it. I saw my regular doctor today. I have a spot on my back. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. He thought it might be a fungal infection because it's kind of like, if you've never been fat, but between like down my middle of my spine, kind of like where my fat roll is, like right around where my bra strap is, there's about this much space that is something. And he thought it was a fungal infection, and we've been treating it like a fungal infection for 2 months, and it's gotten worse instead of better, and it's gotten bigger. So he's sending me to a dermatologist to treat that. He's sending me to a rheumatologist because I talked about with the neurosurgeons and nurse practitioner yesterday, and I talked about with him today, all of the swelling and stuff in my joints has gotten out of control. I mean, it's so bad in the mornings, I can't even make a fist with this hand. Like closing my fingers, it takes me a good 3 or 4 hours before I can do that. And swelling in my fingers, swelling in my ankles, swelling in my wrist. So once you've developed an autoimmune disease, you're susceptible to developing more. So I'm going to meet with a rheumatologist to have some more testing done, and just to, have another kind of eye in on what's going on with my body. That'll make 7 doctors, 7 or 8 doctors. I told my doctor that I was seeing this neurosurgeon and then seeing another one at the end of the month, and he's like, why? And I said, because I need 2 similar answers. I was like, I need 2. He's like, what if you never get that? I'm like, well, it's got to end up at some point. Somebody's got to see the same thing at the same time. So it's like, I can't go to one doctor who says, this, and then go to another doctor who completely contradicts what that other doctor says. I was like, there's got to be, I said, I'm going to go until I get 2 people who say something similar and go with that. So, and poor Rob, I don't know. I talked to my therapist about him today, and I'm going to ask him to go see my therapist because I really feel like he needs somebody to talk to in all of this, because we've been so focused on me and zeroed in on me. It's like I want him to have somebody to talk to too, and an outlet to take care of him too. So don't you worry. I'm worried about my husband too. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, I'll have the MRIs done, and we'll know what's going on. I go Tuesday next week to go see my endocrinologist. I think the last time I told you guys my A1C was 10.9, and then my regular primary care physician took it and it was like 8.3. I'm not really sure where it's gonna fall. My blood sugar, even though I went off the rails as far as eating, my blood sugar was staying under 200. I was keeping it down. I mean, I'd gone off keto, but obviously I was either fat adapted or something, because I'm back into ketosis 3 days later. But the issue is your A1C can vary lab to lab. So I'm not sure where it's going to fall, but we'll see. And like I said, hopefully, in the next couple of months, the mycophenolate will be completely out of my system, because my neurologist said it takes a few months, and this new one will be in my system, and I can start to come down off the insulin. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I told my doctor today, I was like, I am going to have a baker's dozen of doctors by the time I'm done. I have a primary care physician. I have an endocrinologist. I'm going to have a dermatologist, a rheumatologist, a pain management doctor, a neurosurgeon, neurologist, another pain management doctor, another neurosurgeon. Pooped. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I've been using my TENS unit. I used it yesterday and the day before. That has worked so well, except I aggravated a nerve on my right side. I went and saw the pain management doctor. No, I went and saw the neurosurgeon yesterday, and I told her I was using the TENS unit, and she's like, how's that working out? And I'm like, it worked fine until I aggravated something that wasn't even bothering me. So yeah, but it's been, I think I'm in a good place mentally. I don't know. I just feel re-energized. I don't know if that's even the right word, but I don't have time to just completely shut down like I did last year. Like, I shut down last year and I ended up in the hospital almost dying. And I just feel like I can't allow myself to get into that space again. Now, the DKA wasn't my fault. That was the Farxiga. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I got into that depression. I had vertigo. Like, I had all these things going on, and I have to keep fighting. You know, it's just, you guys are like, you just keep fighting. You just keep fighting. I was like, I have to. You know, I want a quality of life. That's what my therapist and I talked about today. It's like, I don't have a great quality of life, but I have a life. I'm alive. I woke up today. I mean, that's my goal for 2019, right? Is just to stay alive. So as long as I'm alive and I'm here, I can appreciate, you know, even being able to do the smallest things. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me. Hopefully this wasn't too rambly. But yeah, I'm going to keep vlogging every couple of days. I'll probably vlog tomorrow. I'm not going to set a schedule, again, taking things one day at a time. I may vlog on Tuesday while we're out of town to kind of show what I would eat while I'm out and about in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. But we'll see. So thank you so much for joining me. I love your faces, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.